President of the United Arab Emirates has said his country is in a state of war. He made the comments while visiting a hospital, treating some of those injured in Iranian attacks.
What if I told you that one of the most luxurious cities in the world, a place where everything feels larger than life, is quietly facing a shift that most people haven't fully noticed yet? A city of skyscrapers that touch the clouds, supercars parked like they're nothing, and a lifestyle that millions dream of experiencing just once. For years, Dubai has been more than just a destination. It has been a symbol of success, luxury, and opportunity. Every year, millions of tourists, especially from Europe and America, flooded into the city, filling the beaches, packing the malls, and booking out luxury hotels months in advance. Everything looked perfect on the surface, but now something feels different. It's not something you see immediately. It's something you start to notice slowly. Flights aren't as consistent as before. Some travelers are quietly canceling plans, and online discussions are beginning to shift. In certain circles, people are starting to ask a question that would have sounded crazy before. Is Dubai still worth visiting right now? And this is where it gets even more interesting, because this isn't just about tourism. There are bigger conversations happening in the background, conversations about global tensions, uncertainty in the region, and how quickly things can change in today's world. This doesn't mean the city is shutting down, and it doesn't mean everything you hear online is true. But it does point to one important thing. Perception is changing, and when perception changes, everything else starts to follow. So what's actually going on here? Why are some tourists hesitating while others are still flying in like nothing has changed? Is this just temporary fear, or the early signs of something bigger? Because what we found is not as simple as the headlines make it seem. In today's video, we're going to break it all down clearly, calmly, and based on real information. No exaggeration, no panic, just the truth behind what's really happening. So before we go any further, make sure to like and subscribe, because on this channel, we don't follow noise, we follow facts. And trust me, you'll want to hear this till the very end, especially when we get into the part everyone is talking about, the war factor. Now there's another layer to this story, and this is where things start to get more serious. It's something people are not always saying directly, but it's definitely being felt. And that is the rising tension involving the United States, Israel, and Iran. Over recent months, global headlines have been filled with updates about military activity in the region, strategic warnings between countries, and growing concerns about possible escalation. Now let's be very clear here. There is no confirmed situation of active war inside Dubai. The city is still operating normally. Flights are running and tourists are still visiting. But in today's world, people don't always wait for things to happen. They react to what might happen. And that's where the real impact begins. When travelers hear about rising tensions in the Middle East, even if those events are not happening directly in Dubai, it creates hesitation. Some start delaying trips, others begin choosing destinations closer to home, and a few decide not to take the risk at all. Because for most people, travel is about feeling safe and relaxed. And the moment uncertainty enters the picture, that feeling starts to fade. And here's what makes this even more interesting. This isn't just about facts, it's about perception. Even a small shift in global confidence can influence millions of decisions. So while Dubai itself remains stable, the environment around it is changing. And that change is enough to make some tourists step back. Now let's talk about something every traveler depends on: air travel. Because no matter how luxurious a destination is, if getting there feels uncertain, people start to think twice. Dubai is home to one of the busiest travel hubs in the world, Dubai International Airport, which connects hundreds of cities across Europe, Asia, and beyond. On a normal day, everything runs with precision. Flights arrive on time, passengers move quickly, and connections feel seamless. But during periods of regional tension, things can shift. Airlines may adjust routes to avoid certain airspaces. Some flights take longer paths. Others may face unexpected delays. And sometimes schedules change with very little notice. Now imagine you're a tourist planning a trip. You've booked your hotel and planned your itinerary. But then you start seeing updates about rerouted flights or possible disruptions in nearby regions. That alone is enough to create doubt, because travel is not just about the destination, it's about the journey feeling smooth from start to finish. Even a small level of uncertainty in flights can make people reconsider everything. And there's another factor. When routes change, costs can increase. Tickets become more expensive, and availability becomes tighter. So now it's not just about concern, it also becomes about convenience and budget. All of this adds up, and slowly, without any major announcement, travel behavior begins to shift. Not because people are forced to stop, but because they no longer feel completely comfortable moving forward. Now let's look at the bigger picture. Because when travel slows down, it doesn't just affect tourists, it affects the entire system around them. Dubai's economy is closely connected to tourism, aviation, retail, hospitality. When visitors arrive in large numbers, hotels stay full, restaurants stay busy, shopping malls remain active. Everything moves together. But when uncertainty begins to influence travel decisions, the first change is often small. Fewer bookings, shorter stays, last-minute cancellations. At first, it may not seem like a big shift, but over time, those small changes start to add up. Hotels may notice lower occupancy during certain periods. Tour operators may see fewer reservations. Luxury experiences may not fill as quickly as before. And then comes the second layer, business confidence. Investors and companies pay close attention to stability. When global tension rises, they become more careful with decisions. Projects may slow down. Expansion plans may pause. Spending becomes more controlled. This does not mean the economy stops. It does mean momentum can slow. Now here's the important part. Dubai is not a weak economy. It has built strong systems over the years. It has faced global challenges before and adapted each time. So what we are seeing is not a collapse. It is a reaction, a short-term response to uncertainty in the global environment. And in a city that depends heavily on movement, even a small pause can be noticed. Now it's time to separate fact from perception. Dubai remains one of the safest and most operational cities in the region. Hotels are open, airports are functioning, and tourism continues every day. What we're seeing in the news or online conversations is often influenced by fear. When headlines mention rising tensions or possible conflict, it catches attention, and even small worries can spread quickly. But here's the truth. There is no verified situation of attacks on Dubai. The city's infrastructure, services, and global connections are intact. Business, trade, and travel continue as usual. So why do some tourists feel hesitant? Because human decisions are shaped as much by perception as by facts. Even a possibility of regional instability can make travelers pause or reconsider. And this is why some people are choosing to delay trips or look at other destinations. It doesn't mean the city is unsafe. It doesn't mean Dubai is falling apart. It simply means people are responding to uncertainty. This distinction is critical. Understanding the difference between actual risk and perceived risk helps us see the bigger picture. It shows why some tourists may step back temporarily, without implying that Dubai itself is in danger. And once you see this clearly, you can understand why travel patterns might shift, while the city itself remains fully operational and resilient. Looking ahead, Dubai faces both challenges and opportunities. If regional tensions continue to rise, it's likely that some travelers will remain cautious. They may choose destinations closer to home, delay trips, or prioritize other regions. This is a normal reaction to uncertainty, not a reflection of the city itself. At the same time, Dubai still holds advantages that few other cities can match. World-class infrastructure ready for millions of visitors. A strong global reputation built over decades. High-quality hotels, entertainment, and business opportunities. Because of these strengths, the city has repeatedly adapted to global changes before. From economic slowdowns to past regional concerns, Dubai has bounced back stronger each time. What this means is simple. The current hesitation is likely temporary. Once confidence returns, travelers will resume visiting. Businesses and investors will continue their plans. And Dubai will continue to thrive. If you found this video helpful and want to stay updated with real, fact-based stories about the world around us, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Remember, knowledge gives you power. The world is changing fast, and being aware of what's really happening lets you make smarter decisions. So don't just watch. Stay informed, stay curious, and stay one step ahead. Because the more you know, the more confident you become in navigating the world. And trust me, there are many more videos coming that you won't want to miss. So hit subscribe now and join us on this journey.